Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honor. We find the defendant not guilty.
The verdict of not guilty is entered. The defendant is discharged.
There he is.
Congratulations, Counselor. The prosecution said you used a cheap bag of tricks in this trial. Any response?
In my experience, the prosecutor always feels a trick is involved when they lose.
Mr. Stern, you passed it up once. Any chance you may be headed for a U.S. attorney position?
Oh, I'm headed only one place for now. Home.
Excuse me.
Clark Street, please. Clara, ¿dónde estás? Please. Peter Stern.
Well, he's...
Emergency.
The front of the car, door handle.
All right, watch your back. Come through.
The lieutenant's going to be here soon, and we have to make our report. Alejandro Stern. What is it, Alejandro? That's Spanish or something, huh?
Sí, soy de Argentina. I was raised in Argentina.
And you just came home and found her?
Yes.
Is she sick?
No.
No health problems?
No, just the usual.
Oh, what do you mean, the usual? Like, what? Come on, help me here.
The usual, just middle-age complaints, a touch of arthritis.
I don't believe this. She told me she was going with you to Chicago.
This is my son, Doctor.
Peter Stern, I want to talk to my father alone.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, if you don't think you need him, then I'm just gonna let him go. Good idea.
Did they tell you? My God, they plan to have an autopsy. Did you know that? You can't allow it.
They have to determine the cause of death, Peter.
She caused her death. How obvious does it have to be? Do they think her brain in a glass will show what she was thinking? I've seen autopsies. There won't be anything left to bury. It's not just facts to me, Dad.
It's not just facts to me, Peter. I have to inform your sisters.
I'll call.
I'm sorry I couldn't.
I'll call. It's better coming from me. No one ever knows what to say to you, Dad.
Mr. Stern. Ray Ratzik.
Oh, yes. So you're the lieutenant.
They had to promote me. They couldn't afford the pension. Hey, thank you. I got it. My boys give you a pretty rough time?
It's all right.
It's no surprise. That's how they treat defense lawyers. I still owe you, you know.
No, Ray, I was just doing my job. It was the jury that acquitted your brother, not me.
I don't know what could happen. I talked to her 2 nights ago. She said she was going to Chicago with Dad. I don't know. She sounded fine when I talked to her.
Rough.
Dad found her in the garage when he got home.
It's never been easy between us. I wish I could help him.
Well, my old man used to say, if you don't have enough trouble in life, you can always count on your own family.
He and his mother were very close, always. The thought of an autopsy upsets him.
Well, look, if we find a note, we can do without an autopsy. They can always measure the carbon monoxide in the blood. Sandy, I have to ask you this. Were there any problems between you and your wife?
No, none that I can think of. None.
So you can't think of any reason that she might have done this?
Well, it's obvious that I failed to observe something that I should have.
Yeah, I was right.
Lieutenant! We just found this in the bedroom upstairs.
It is a time to remember Clara Stern as the woman we know she was. Beloved by her family gathered here. Her husband, Sandy, her daughter, Kate, her baby, daughter Marta, too, here from New York, and of course, her son, Peter. I remember him so well at his bar mitzvah. Rarely has a woman devoted herself so completely to her children. Sandy's sister Sylvia, who was truly a sister to Clara as well. Sylvia's husband, Dixon Hartnett. Let us hope that all of us will not allow our memories of Clara to rest on the terrible act none of us can understand. Instead, remember the staunch mother and faithful wife of 31 years, a private person of dignity, passionate about music, the arts, and most of all, her family. God keep her in his mercy. God rest her soul.
Stop crying.
Cry for all of us, sweetheart.
I'm glad we're all together. Daddy. John, can I tell? I want to tell.
I guess.
We're going to have a baby.
Well, sport, I didn't think you had it in you. Thank you, old Prince of Tact.
Oh, we weren't going to say anything for another month, but it would have been so sad. And how am I going to give you a baby shower if I'm back in New York?
I'll give the shower. What do you want, a boy or a girl?
Oh, I don't know. Mom, you always said girls were easier.
Oh, that's not what she told me.
I can't see a thing. You can't be that far along.
We didn't say anything because it wasn't safe yet. Now I just keep thinking I wish Mommy had known.
Oh, Catherine. Perhaps you will name the baby after your mother.
Yes. Oh, unless you would mind, Daddy.
Oh, it would please me very much if you chose to do this.
Everyone in the kitchen quickly. They'll be coming from the cemetery.
I gotta make some phone calls.
Peter, can you help me with the chairs?
Of course.
And the coffee urn needs to come in from the kitchen. I'm afraid it's too heavy.
I'll take care of it.
Miss Dudek, do you care for some tagli?
Tegla. My heart says Tegla. My hips say broccoli, and unfortunately that's 2-1.
Helen, over here.
Excuse me.
Helen Dudek, you know my husband Nate.
Of course.
Helen?
How are you?
Hello. Marta, I have to apologize. I'm late for rounds at the hospital. Please tell your father for me. I'll see him soon. Okay. So sorry.
Thanks, Dr. Colley. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, dear.
We haven't actually met.
No, hi, Miss
I'm
Dudek.
sorry.
I feel as if I know you. Your mother and I became friends after you moved to New York to practice law. She was very proud of you.
Was she?
Of course.
I always thought she was sorry to have another lawyer in the family. Kind of like she lost a child to devil worship.
I don't think she thought that at all.
I never knew what she was thinking. Certainly don't know what she was thinking about yesterday.
Sender, the lawyer, Cal Hopkinson. He wants to schedule the reading of Clara's will for Tuesday at 4. He's on the phone.
I'll take it. Read this, would you? Cal, yes. Tuesday at 4 is fine.
Good. I hated to interrupt, but I wanted to catch you before Marta left town. The will won't take long. You know the routine. There is one small question.
Question?
There's a rather sizable withdrawal from one of her bank accounts.
How sizable?
I don't have that file in front of me, but I'm sure you can supply the answer. We'll get into it Tuesday. Sandy, we are all so sorry.
Thank you, Cal. Some sort of medical test. Did she ever mention anything like that to you?
No.
Sylvia, I've had a terrible thought. Was it cancer? And was she trying to save us all from the agony of watching her suffer?
Why don't you ask Dr. Colley next door? He was treating her for arthritis. Perhaps he would know.
Of course. I'll ask him.
You sorry bastards. You couldn't wait, could you? You ever heard of common decency?
Now,
What the hell gives you the right to intrude on this family?
We're here in official business, and we have every
You have any
right-
idea what's going on here? What do you do on your day off? Practice your goose step?
What's the problem here, John?
I got a couple of guys from the FBI. They just served me with a subpoena. Yeah, they want half the records from my Chicago office by next Friday.
As you gentlemen may or may not know, I am Mr. Hartnell's lawyer as well as his brother-in-law. I cannot allow this, not at this time.
Tough. That baby's served.
Do either of you gentlemen have any idea of what's occurred here today?
You morons. This man just buried his wife.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I know this much. We never got one call back from Mr. Dixon Hartnell. Every time we went in the front door of your office, you were out the back.
If you do not remove yourselves from here immediately, I'm going to call Chief Judge Woodford.
Mr. Stern, we're sorry about this. They only gave us the address. We didn't mean to barge in.
This will be in your office Monday morning, 9 sharp.
Yeah, you're sorry, all right.
Excuse me, Mr. Hartnell.
Might have been
Dixon, how long has the government been trying to serve you with a subpoena, for God's sake?
My secretary says they've been calling for a week or two. I forgot to mention it.
You're the largest trader of commodities in the city. You're one of the founders of the Kendall County Futures Exchange. You cannot be hiding in bathrooms to avoid the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Hey. Not here, okay?
Want a cup of coffee? Have you read this subpoena?
Yes, I have. It's called Deuce's Tickle, which is a grand jury request for records. I believe they meant to make an impression on you by sending out 2 agents.
You wanted to scare the crap out of me.
As you would have it.
Can I ask you a dumb question?
I'm prepared.
What happens if I refuse to cooperate?
You go to jail for contempt.
That's all right.
Dixon, do you have any idea why they're investigating you?
I thought that's what you were going to do.
You must have some idea.
None. I have no idea. Who's in charge of this whole thing? I mean, you got any names?
Her name is Sonia Klonsky. She's the Assistant United States Attorney directing the grand jury investigation. Now, I'm still not quite sure why she needs these records. And here, for instance, here, Chicago ovens. Now, how do you handle trays like this?
I'll show you. Come on. Commodities, baby. Greatest free market, the greatest country in the world. Where every day it's a brand new crap game. John, come here. John, I told you, don't waste time with the sugar beet idiots, right? They're dead till spring. Hog bellies, huh? Come on. He's a decent kid. Loves the business. All right, here's how it works. Yeah. Let's say Chicago Ovens wants to be sure that they can buy wheat next December at a good price. Here. All right, they get on the horn. They instruct us to buy, say, 10 million bushels December delivery. From whom? From whom? From farmers, from speculators, anybody who promises delivery. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway, when the order comes in, it comes into the pit over here. The broker takes it, he jumps in, he starts yelling it. Come on right in here. They won't hurt you. All right. He yells it until he finds traders who want to sell December wheat. It's all supply and demand.
These orders the grand jury wants records of. Are they large orders?
Mega, the biggest. All of them from my 5 biggest customers. They're gonna love it when they hear about this.
And who handles these orders from these big customers?
Stern, you knew me in the old days. I used to drive around the cornfields. I'd talk to any farmer who'd climb off his tractor. If I got somebody on the phone who wants to buy 10 million bushels, I'll find some time for him. Come on.
Subpoenaed enough records out of my Chicago office to fill a barn. It'll take a month to get all those papers together.
So you have to do it right away, Dixon.
No calls, Ginger.
All right.
How long is she going to keep this up, anyway? What's her name? Kronstadt?
No, Klonsky. Sonia Klonsky. Well, it's hard to tell.
Now, let me ask you something. What about my personal stuff? Can she subpoena that, too?
Well, under the Fifth Amendment, it's very difficult for them to subpoena personal papers, but on the other hand, they can always issue a search warrant.
So you're telling me I should move it?
Well, if you don't want this material to fall into government hands. But tell me, Dixon, what exactly are we talking about?
This.
All right, what's in it?
I told you. Stuff.
Dixon, no games, please. What stuff? It must be personal. Yours alone.
Oh, it's personal. Very personal. Papers. So what should I do with it? Take it out to the house?
No, it's best to send it to my office.
Your office?
Yes, federal prosecutors find it less likely to get a search warrant for an attorney's office.
Okay, if you say so. Look, I'm sorry this had to happen right now. At this time, I mean.
Don't. I know what you mean.
Still, what the hell? I think it'll take your mind off things. Eventually, of course, you'll find other distractions.
He wants them right now. Here.
Yes, Dixon, I'm sure the line of women will be long for a man with whom another found life not worth living. Clara, are you all right?
Yes.
Are the girls asleep?
At midnight? I would hope so.
Midnight. I still have a full briefcase. Why did Katie call me at the office?
She wanted you to go with her to get a new tennis racket.
Oh, no.
There's something in the oven.
Rest. Eat.
What rest? I have 3 hearings tomorrow.
What's this for, Sandy? He's working 20 hours a day. I have plenty of money. Who do you want to be? Clarence Darrow?
That, yes.
What else?
An An American. Not a 14-year-old immigrant whose family was in rags escaping from Perón. Not a boy with a strange accent and funny customs, but an American. A man of respect.
It's too much, Sandy.
Too much? For me?
For me.
Dear God, what did I do?
You will each receive copies, of course, but in sum, thanks to the foresight of Clara's father, the worth of her estate is just over $7 million. Sandy is named executor. The children can expect to divide equally an annual income of about $500,000 from the trust, plus a cash bequest to each of $200,000. There are a number of substantial gifts to charities, and the rest is left in trust for Sandy to use as he sees fit.
Thank you, Cal. Thank you. So, lunch perhaps next week?
Oh, Sandy, I almost forgot. The thing I mentioned to you on the phone. I'm wondering what became of that amount gone from her investment account.
What amount?
Well, you see it in the trust report. $850,000 withdrawn last month. I assume she discussed an amount of this size with you.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dear Lord, I'm embarrassed. If I'd known that, I'd have told you sooner.
$850,000, that's bizarre.
Well, look, now that I know that you have no idea what it's about, I'll check with the bank right away. Please don't worry.
All right, just let me know as soon as possible.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
You know, it's funny, Mr. Stern, I couldn't sleep last night. Maybe it's those pre-court jitters coming back to haunt me, but see, the thing about it is, what good is a continuance? I mean, I'm innocent, I swear, but they're gonna nail me. I mean, I may as well plead guilty.
The government's case is weak, Remo. I'll have you back with your family in no time.
That's what I'm afraid of. My kid don't know if he likes me. My wife knows she don't like me. I do some short time, we all get a break.
I need a moment, Remo. I'll meet you at the defendant's table. Right? Miss Klonsky?
Yes?
Excuse me, Miss Klonsky, but I recognized you from the Walker hearing last month. I'm Sandy Stern.
Of course, everyone knows the great defender, Sandy Stern.
Well, I see Stan Sennett has been talking about me.
He has, and he adds that I'm definitely to keep an eye on you.
I pay no attention to the United States Attorney.
Why do I get the feeling that you and Stan do not get along?
Career prosecutors and defense lawyers can be like that. See, he sees evil to be corrected, but I see rights that must be defended or else they're lost. I'm especially concerned these days with the rights of a Mr. Dixon Hartnell, as you know. I'm most especially concerned when he receives an unfortunate weekend visit from government stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers. I'm beginning to see Stan's point. There is such a thing as a mistake, Mr. Stern. I might even have apologized if you'd given me a moment. I'll be in my office if you'd like to make an appointment. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Cup of tea, please.
What do you think we should do?
Black coffee, please.
Yes, sir.
I accept your apology humbly.
Good. I'm pregnant. I've already lost one breakfast this morning. I'd like to keep this one down.
I take it Dixon is the target of your investigation.
Well, yes.
And what has he done?
There you go, sir.
No comment.
Miss Klonsky, I have been Dixon's lawyer for 30 years. If you will forgive an immigrant's observation. He is the one kind of American most likely to stir envy. He's a self-made man. He built his business from nothing. Now, people might speak against him, but you must evaluate that. There are resentments.
With good reason, I'm sure. The FBI, the exchange. He's been called on their carpet so many times, he's worn a hole in it.
No one would call Dixon retiring, Miss Klonsky. That does not make him a criminal. I'm aware of his shortcomings. He's been married to my sister those same 30 years.
Blissfully, I'm sure.
No, not always, frankly. They had a separation a few years ago. All marriages have their difficult moments, Miss Klonsky.
Some more than a moment.
Of course.
Oh, God, how thoughtless. I wasn't talking about you. I meant me.
It's all right.
You see, Stan Santa told me to watch you. Here I am apologizing, blabbing about my personal life. I want those documents we subpoenaed from Mr. Hartnell. Counselor, when do I get them?
Well, 6 weeks at least, Miss Klonsky. You've asked for half the records in Dixon's Chicago office. He has a business to carry on.
2 weeks.
5, Miss Klonsky. I have other cases. If I had to explain to Chief Judge Woodford, I'm sure she would understand.
You're really something, Mr. Stern. We all have troubles. 4 weeks.
Sandy.
Hi.
Oh, we've been thinking so much about you.
Well, I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time. Is Nate home?
No. He works late at the hospital on Wednesdays. Or so he says.
Well, when he comes back, please have him get in touch with me.
He might be here any time. Come in and wait with me.
No.
I'll fix you a drink.
No,
Scotch?
well, no, I really should get back to work.
Come on, just one.
All right, just some dry sherry, but just a drop.
No problem. What did you want with Nate?
Oh, just a question or two concerning Clara to see if he was treating her for something, ailment or something.
Well, he must have been. At least he used to stop by there most every morning. He said she needed a medication, but not for anything serious.
Well, I guess that explains it.
What?
It was just a bill about some tests she had taken.
Salute. That's what they say in Guatemala, isn't it?
It's in Argentina also. Si, salute.
You know, you couldn't have come at a better time. There's something I want to show you.
I really should be getting
Sit,
back. No,
sit.
I...
Please, I need your advice.
All right. Just for a moment, huh?
Watch this.
Come this way, sir. We all need the right medicine. Don't we?
Look, Fiona, I don't think that
Shh. Keep watching.
I'm ready for my examination, doctor. Ba 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 da 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 da. Wah wah wah.
Here comes the best part.
Oh, is this a procedure you have in mind?
Oh, yes.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
some enact.
Yeah, I ought to get it.
I didn't even know he wanted to be in the movies.
Wait, Sandy. What kind of friend are you? I just have one question. I just want to know. If I file for divorce, can I use that in court?
Well,
Yes?
I would think that would be admitted, yes.
In that case, it's going to cost the good doctor a lot.
Fiona, I know you're upset.
Oh, please don't patronize me. Do that. I mean, what does he think is so wonderful? I'm not so unattractive, am I? Am I? God, what do you care? I think I'm losing my mind. Go home, Sandy. Go home. I'll tell nature we're here.
This Klonsky woman, does she run the shop?
No, the U.S. Attorney is a man named Stan Sennett. He's ambitious, pompous, and lethal. They subpoenaed the records to your checking account, Dixon.
My checking account? What the hell for?
Well, they feel you've profited illegally from the trade. I'm certain of that. They're trying to trace the money now.
What a crock. I mean, even if I had pinched a nickel here and there, they really think I'd put it in my checking account? I mean, how stupid do they think I am? I'm depressed, Stern.
Well, with reason. If they don't find what they want, they'll just go right on looking.
No, not that. I'm depressed about that shot. It's out of bounds. That gives you a two-stroke edge on this hole. I tell you what.
Huh?
Bet you $50 I take the hole anyway.
Dixon, I don't bet. Now, you know.
Come on, it makes it interesting.
It's your
Come
greatest
on.
pleasure in life, Dixon, beating me.
Oh, you're much too loyal to Sylvia, Stern, for me to tell you what my greatest pleasure in life is. 50, right?
All right.
$50, right?
Is he in a photo shop in 3 months? Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead and do it.
No.
Dixon, have you ever considered that perhaps you're overdoing it a bit?
Hell no. 12.
12. You've lifted that device at least 50 times already.
She's 12. That's 12 creamy delights I've seen. Just since breakfast.
She's just a child. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I can see you're appalled.
Well, not appalled. Just disappointed.
Disappointed in me?
From the day we met in the army till the day you married my sister until now, you've never treated your vows with respect.
Oh. Respect. Respect the altar of Alejandro Stern. Oh, Sylvia respects me, I think. I respect her in my own way. The thing is,
My way is not your way.
I'm off to the shower.
Jennifer. Jennifer, you gonna show me how to use that machine? I'm free any night, except November 6th.
Well, you must cooperate, Dixon. You live the life you must.
Well, thank you, Stern. I appreciate that. You live whatever way you want to, too. Just don't forget to live. Huh?
I fly to your Chicago office day after tomorrow to cull the subpoenaed records. You've alerted someone?
Margie Allison. You know Margie. She's already cracking the whip. It's a lot of paper, Stern.
Yes, the government seems to have critical names and dates.
It's miraculous, isn't it?
No, there's nothing miraculous about it. I'm convinced the government has an informant.
No kidding.
Yes, someone close to you or the business. The information is too precise. The trades, where you bank, the data processing codes. Now, you must reflect on this, Dixon. We need to know the identity.
Good luck.
This is grave, Dixon. You mustn't scoff.
When this thing is over, I'll still be standing. I won't be the only one bleeding. Let's go.
You must have thought I was just on my way to night school. Clara always kept a key under the doormat.
Well, whatever the occasion, it's always good to see you.
The occasion is chicken Vesuvio. Oh. I made it myself. I thought maybe you'd be getting tired of TV dinners.
Well, TV dinners would be a step up for me right now. This sounds wonderful.
That's the chicken. 3 minutes in the microwave. And this is the salad.
Well, there's enough here for 6. Can you join me?
No, I have to go to class. But I'll toss the salad for you.
All right, well, smells wonderful.
Garlic and thyme. Clara gave me the recipe. She said it was your favorite.
You say you have classes?
Accounting. I started my own business. I thought I ought to learn.
What kind of business?
Catering. You know.
Hello, Sandy? Hi. Fiona said that... Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize you had company.
No. Come in, Nate, please. You know Helen Dudak.
Of course.
Nate.
I usually don't come in by the back door, but I saw the light on in the kitchen.
No, Helen just brought me a lovely dinner. She's not staying.
Yeah, well, I was told you were looking for me yesterday. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you sooner.
Yeah, excuse me. There's something I want to show you. Please. Excuse me.
West Lab. I don't use them much.
Well, if you didn't send Clara there, then it must have been some other doctor. I've just been afraid that it might have been something serious, something unendurable.
No, Sandy, there was nothing like that. Nothing I know of.
Fiona told me that you had brought some medication to Clara from time to time.
Oh, that? Yeah, her knee gave her trouble now and then. I dropped off an anti-inflammatory.
Well, then I'll check with West Lab, then.
Well, hey, look, they'll be far more candid with a doctor, why don't you let me do it for you? You've got a lot on your mind right now, and it's probably just a mixed-up billing. I'll let you know.
I would appreciate that.
Sure. Well, I'll just go out the side door.
Nate, look, speaking with Fiona, I realize that you're both going through a difficult time right now.
I've seen it coming. It might have happened a lot sooner if I thought I could afford it. She wants everything but my gold fillings. I'm sorry if I interrupted anything.
No, of course, you haven't.
You must be a little angry.
Angry?
It's hard not knowing why.
Perhaps, but I still feel I failed her in some way.
Don't be so tough on yourself. You had a lot of wonderful years together. Don't dwell on the end. Are you seeing someone?
Helen,
I mean a therapist.
Oh, no.
Maybe you should. You might get a lot out of it. That is a very informed opinion. Straight from the divorce wars. Oh, school bell's ringing.
Helen. You're a good friend.
Thank you.
Perhaps we can do this some evening at length.
I tell you what. Wait a month. Then if it still makes sense, the first Saturday night's yours.
Thank you.
Jenny, pull all the L files from last April. Sean, you take the 638s, okay? Nikki? Yeah? See where the October futures are hiding, would you? All right. Got it sorted out, Alejandro?
I think we're going to need an accountant. This could take weeks.
Weeks, nothing. I can put all them numbers together for you before supper tomorrow.
Now, Margie, I don't think that the executive vice president of Mason-Dixon, Chicago, can afford the time this task will take.
Hey, if you're building this at your usual rate, Slim, I can afford a lot of time.
But you'll be interrupted.
All right, then. Let's take this whole mess over to your hotel. Well, who can think in the middle of this chaos anyhow?
I appreciate what you're trying to do and what you're trying to help, but I don't think we should.
Are you prejudiced against all women? Or just Oklahoma gals?
But just carrying all these documents.
Stern. That's what bellboys get tips for. Yeah, you can bring the ice right now. Bring up dinner around 6. That's 1843.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, darling. You got the keys?
What?
To the minibar. God, do I need a drink.
It's here. There you are.
What'll it be?
Oh, no, thank you.
Well, I'm not drinking alone.
What? Chardonnay.
You got it. So, tell me, how you doing, Sandy Stern?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
I'm making do, Margie. Day by day.
You're a sweet fella, Sandy. It's always the ones don't deserve it get all of life's troubles. Still, life goes on, right? Pretty soon all them soft-hearted ladies will be hovering around you like June bugs around a porch light.
I doubt it.
Finding yourself at your buddy's house to party seated next to his wife's best friend.
No.
Divorcee stopping by your house with dinner.
Shall we get to work? Oh, that's enough.
You know something? I still don't understand what's going on here. I get the feeling that Dixon got caught in the convent with his trousers down. But the thing is, Dixon's too smart to get caught that way.
Now, there's an informant. There has to be. Someone close to him. A business associate or a friend.
You mean like me?
No one is above suspicion.
I think you're wrong. He's got a lot of enemies, yeah. Ain't a guy trading in the pits, he ain't screwed out of $1 once or twice. Dixon's ruthless. You tattletale on Dixon Hartnell, and you're gonna spend the rest of your life waiting for him to come through your window at night and smother you to death with a pillow. Men are flat out scared of him. Now, women, that's a different thing altogether. Dixon has a damn near electrical effect on women. He ain't called the fastest zipper in the West for nothing. I'm sorry. I talk too much. Here he is married to your sister, and I'm just...
No, it's all right. It's all right. She's aware of his adventures, and so am I.
The man could use a character transplant. Hell of it is, no matter how many times you hear it, when he starts sweet-talking, the gal can't make herself remember that not a word he's saying is true. Son of a bitch.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well, you're a kindly old boy, ain't you? How'd you like that, Sandy Stern?
Margie, I may have I've had too much to drink.
Yeah. But how'd you like it?
Margie, I've only been with one woman in my life.
Well then, look who's getting lucky. I got it.
Huh?
Man, this guy is slicker than spit on a mirror.
What?
Suppose you got a commodity customer with a huge buy order. You know that big order's going to run the market price straight up once it's placed. Now, suppose you want to make some bucks for yourself, knowing that the price is going up.
Excuse me, I'm still a little foggy.
Here's what you do. You buy a small batch of that commodity for yourself before the customer, and then...
Sell.
Dang right! Sell right after the price goes up, just like you knew it wouldn't take the profit. It's called trading ahead of the customer. Here, take a look at this. See? Now, this is where we start buying wheat for Chicago ovens. Now, look at here. We got this 50-lot buy right before the big trade, and this 50-lot sell right after the big trade. I've been looking at these records all night, and every time I pull up one of these big trades that the government subpoenaed, you got these smaller 50 and 100-lot buys and sells happening right before and after.
It was Dixon who made the trades.
That's who you tell me they're after, isn't it?
So he merely put in his order ahead of the customers and took the profits as the price rose.
Well, he wouldn't put the trades in his own name big as life. Trading ahead is illegal. The commodities business is clean as a whistle these days, Chief. Dixon's hiding himself somehow.
All right, then what then must the government do?
Dig into a hell of a lot more records. Find out whoever was on the order desk and place these trades. Whose account the profit went into.
What is the total amount of the profit, Margie?
Well, counting on my fingers and toes, about $600,000.
Oh. Did anybody ever tell you you're very shrewd?
Yeah, sure. I'm a clever little harlot. But I'm not as smart as Dixon. I bet you there ain't one piece of paper with his initials on it. He knows he could point to 40 people who could have made those orders. Clerks, customer reps, anybody. The government may think it's Dixon, but they ain't going to prove it.
I wouldn't be too sure. There's an assistant U.S. attorney on the case who's pretty shrewd herself.
Still.
Still what?
Well, this whole shell game don't seem like Dixon to me.
Because he's far too wealthy to steal? I've thought about that.
Son, Dixon Hartnell weasel a dime from a toddler, but he has always taken care of his customers. Customers are gods. For him to make $600,000 at their expense. Then again, he's stolen a lot of shirts off a lot of backs.
Indeed.
Speaking of shirts, Sandy Stern, want to steal yours back?
I didn't mention it before. Congratulations.
I beg your pardon?
Well, we used to call it being in the family way. My daughter is in the same beautiful condition.
I'm beginning to realize why some people think that women my age are too old to be doing this for the first time.
Who would say that?
My husband, for one. Oh, here. Put them right here, would you?
Miss Klonsky, I believe all you asked for is here.
How about Sonny when we're not in court instead of Miss Klonsky?
Sandy, then. Sonny, I believe you have a misconception about my client.
What misconception?
That you suspect him of a crime. I see that you're inclined to tell me absolutely nothing.
I can't.
Orders from the top. Stenson it. Could it be, Sonny, there is an informant?
I can't answer that, Sandy, except to say that...
What fun it would be for you if we answered all your questions. How are you, Sandy?
Stan.
Geez, hope we're putting up enough of an adversarial front for you. I know you like a challenge.
Well, your procedures, Stan, guarantee a challenge.
Why, thank you. All we seek is justice.
I see. Is that why you deny us any knowledge of charges or informants? In the name of justice, we're to simply stand by while you piece together enough scrap paper and innuendo to ruin my client's life.
He's terrific, isn't he? You see what we're up against. Oh, Sandy, You're priceless. Well, we may have had our differences. I no more approve of your courtroom tactics than you mine. Now listen, I was embarrassed by that incident at your house the other day. Truly.
Well, those things happen, I suppose.
So I wanted to personally serve you with this subpoena, so there's no misunderstandings.
It's my son-in-law.
Mm-hmm. John Granum. We have no choice. He's the guy on the order desk.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I read the subpoena. Your secretary faxed it over.
John, this is very important. You know, they may call upon you to testify.
So they want to use me to get at Dixon?
Yes. Yes, but you must understand, I cannot counsel you in this.
Why not?
Because I represent Dixon. To represent you as well would be a conflict of interest.
John! Right away, please!
I was in Chicago now.
The government thinks that your Uncle Dixon is involved in some kind of scheme, trading ahead of customers. They want to use you as a witness against him.
Well, why talk to me? I don't know that much.
John, listen to me now. I think they will offer you immunity. If they do, you can't refuse. You either answer their questions or you'll go to jail for contempt. Now, this is hardly the time for heroics with Kate pregnant.
Granum. Right, yeah, I have a sheet right here. Go ahead. 134?
Claudia, get me Dixon Hartnell.
Yes, well,
Try his office. Try his car. Try his club.
Try the nose in front of your face.
Hold my calls.
How'd you make out with the feds?
Is that why you're here?
It isn't every day I got a federal grand jury out there trying to string me up by my gonads.
There are problems. I think the records are very damaging.
Maybe I should have looked at those records before you did. Hmm? Some of those problems might have disappeared.
I see. Into your safe, huh? Along with your personal papers.
It's possible.
What, may I ask, is the combination to your safe?
I'll get it to you later, okay? Okay, what's so damaging in these records?
Well, the records clearly indicate that someone at your company has been trading ahead of your customers' orders. $600,000 worth.
No kidding.
Of course, there's the most clever. The paper trail is very difficult.
But not that difficult, huh? All right, so the government wants the money back, right?
Have you ever heard of Rico Dixon? I'm telling you now, the government plans to forfeit your entire company. Not to mention a term for you in the penitentiary.
They'll have to prove it was me first, Stern. All this crap about taking my business? No, the government has to prove it was me.
They may be doing a better job of tracing than you thought, Dixon. They've already subpoenaed John. They want to ask him some questions. About what he learned on the order desk, I would wager.
Well, let him ask. He's not an Einstein, but he knows who pays his checks.
They feel he has critical knowledge against you, Dixon. They'll put him under pressure. They'll grant him immunity and make him choose between jail and the truth. Does that concern you?
You got it all figured out, don't you? Huh? Sure, you think it was a stupid-ass thing for me to do. You expected me to be smarter. Am I right?
Just so.
Well, you know what they say, Stern. Life is full of surprises.
Yes, Claudia.
You have your delay on the Cavarelli hearing.
Good.
I confirmed the dozen roses you sent to Margie Allison in Chicago. Oh, and Cal Hopkinson called. Could you meet him tomorrow at 9 at the River National Bank concerning Mrs. Stern's check?
Absolutely. Oh, and Claudia, have you heard from Dr. Cawley, Nate Cawley?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, hold on. Lieutenant Radzik, phone call for you.
Then you go to the right. Yeah, they can swing over.
Radzik.
Sandy Stern, Lieutenant.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Lieutenant, I was wondering, did the coroner ever record anything unusual concerning my wife's examination?
There was no autopsy. That's how you wanted it. I told him you had religious objections. Anyway, as far as the case report, pretty routine. Blood test with a CO level. No real surprises.
I see.
Well, is there a problem?
No. It's a minor matter. I just received a medical lab bill regarding my wife that I can't account for.
You want me to check on it?
No, don't trouble yourself, please.
It's no trouble. I told you. I owe you. Who sent the bill?
West Lab Medical Center.
I'll get back to you.
No, Lieutenant, really, you don't have...
I realize that 5 weeks seems like a long time for a bank to report on one check, but in circumstances like these...
I understand, Mrs. Drake. Please, just tell me, what happened to my wife's missing money?
The funds were dispersed by a certified check. We tried to trace it, and we are convinced it was never cleared.
Then we can put a stop to it.
A certified check is guaranteed payment. It can't be stopped.
But to whom did she make it out?
Well, that's the problem, Sandy. They don't ordinarily make a record of the person receiving such a check.
It wasn't payable to Mrs. Stern, I remember that much.
Was it to a corporation, a partnership, charity, what?
No, none of those. The best I can tell you is it was a man's name.
Some man has in his pocket a check from my wife for $850,000. Slow me up. Yeah, I understand. Would you like something?
Diet something.
Diet Cola, please.
What diet coming up?
So, yes. I made a trip to this medical joint of yours.
Yes, West Lab, yes.
Yeah. And I got a hold of the administrator and showed her my star, all very professional. And she gave me a copy of your wife's test results.
These are just codes and numbers. Did they tell you why they gave her a test?
It was for a viral culture.
To see if she had a virus?
Yes.
Well, did she have a virus?
Here's your soda.
Thank you. You really ought to talk to a doctor.
Ray, please.
It's on the form. At the bottom. HSV2. That's what they tested her for, and I guess...
What exactly is HSV2?
Genital herpes.
The test was positive.
Look, I'm only repeating what they told me. Who knows about this stuff? You really ought to talk to the doctor that referred her for the test.
No, I tried. I don't know who that is.
Oh, I do. I had the administrator pull it up on her little computer. Cawley. Dr. Nathan Cawley.
Dr. Klein to radiology. Dr. Klein to radiology.
Excuse me, I'd like to see Dr. Cawley, please.
Dr. Cawley?
I believe he's scheduled for surgery right about now. Yeah.
This is extremely urgent.
Well, his patient's already anesthetized. Maybe you can see the doctor later or leave a message or something.
Nate!
Oh, no. Not there, friend. That's a sterile area.
Sandy, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry, I have to talk to you.
I've got a patient prepped and waiting, but look, if it's about that West Lab thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I looked into it. Nobody there knows what it's about. They have no records of any kind over there. I'm sure now the whole thing's just a mistake. I'd forget about it.
Forget? Nate, your name is on record as the doctor who requested the test.
Me? I don't understand. Oh, maybe they have my name on her file from some old physical or something. Sandy, I've told you what I know. I'm sorry.
Medicine cuts the acid production. 2 pills a day. If your stomach still hurts, call me.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a Dr. Peter Stern.
Dad?
Ah, thank you. Peter.
What are you doing here?
So unusual, a father coming to visit his son at his place of work.
You've never been here before?
Actually, I need advice, and it's rather delicate.
Is it something about Mom's will?
No, there are questions I need to ask. I trust your discretion.
Medical questions, you mean?
Yes, I need information on behalf of someone else. Does your practice make you fully versed on the varieties of, well, are they still called venereal disease?
Sexually transmitted disease. Which one?
HSV2.
I'm versed. What's the problem?
Well, if one is exposed, how long before the disease appears?
Varies. I need more information.
The facts are basic. A woman is infected. A man is with her. What are the possibilities of his contracting the disease?
Depends. If she's shedding at the time of contact.
Shedding?
Shedding means when the virus is present. Usually, but not always, there are visible sores.
Well, I'm afraid my information is not that exact.
Can you ask this other person?
No.
The initial infection is usually 2 to 4 weeks, but this virus can recur. Usually 3 to 10 days on recurrence.
I see. And how does one know if he's infected?
One looks.
For what?
Screw this nonsense. Climb up here. Take down your pants.
Peter, I don't think that's proper.
There's nothing proper about genital herpes. Look at it this way. You can teach your friend all about it. You're clear now. That doesn't mean you haven't been infected. I'll run a serum test, though that's not always conclusive.
Well, would you recommend abstinence?
If one has enough strength of character. Otherwise, in the absence of symptoms, a sheath will protect a partner. I'm recommending condoms for everyone without a marriage partner these days. And sometimes with.
This disease, can it be contracted accidentally?
You can rule out toilet seats if that's what you're thinking.
But if it reoccurs, is there no treatment?
There's a drug called acyclovir. It reduces the active period and sometimes recurrence. There are some cases of recurrence years apart. It can mess up your life. In this instance, I doubt it.
Well, thank you, Peter. And I'm sorry to have involved you in such disagreeable business.
You know what they say.
What?
Life is full of surprises.
Thank you. Excuse me, sir. She doesn't have an appointment, I know. but
Never
she's-
mind. He will talk to me.
It's all right, Claudia. It's all right.
Well, now, Buckaroo, you're not the same guy I saw in Chicago last month, are you? 'Cause flowers are fine, but I ain't heard jack squat from that fella on the phone. And I thought we gained a little more respect for each other than that.
I apologize, Margie. Really,
Not a word. Not a had a good time, not a boy is my tongue sore.
I'm truly sorry I neglected you.
Well, sorry is what you are, all right.
What brings you to Kindle?
Dixon's staff meeting, for one thing. The baby cakes, there's something I got you better know about. The sooner, the better.
Oh?
Ready or not, you're the guy I got to talk to about this. I sat there looking at it, and I said to myself, well, I'll be talking to that Sandy Stern real soon.
All right. When did this appear?
Yesterday?
This is my responsibility.
Of course it is.
I have no doubt about that.
Why would I have any doubt about it? I'm here, ain't I? Listen, you got to tell me what to do.
Of course.
How long is this damn thing going to last anyway?
Well, one can't be certain.
Well, I only got 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah. Look, I'm supposed to appear September 9th. Here, look at what they gave me today.
A subpoena.
Well, of course, that's why I'm here. Take a good look. See that new list of items they've demanded? The Wunderkind account.
Wunderkind?
Bingo. That's our baby.
That's the account where that $600,000 profit was stashed.
Stashed for a while. Whoever it was went right on trading, and guess what? There ain't a red centavo left.
The whole $600,000 gone? Good God. Now, who owns the account?
It's only listed by corporate number. Hand entry. I gotta go back to Chicago and dig through all them files again. Sandy, I don't know nothing about appearing before a grand jury. The last judge I faced was in Tahlequah, Oklahoma in 1972. And that was for an annulment.
Don't worry. I'll be able to help you.
Really? Well, maybe you can get back to Chicago again before the 9th and...
No, I'm sorry. I cannot. But I'll see to it personally that you're prepared for the grand jury.
When I come back, I'll be staying at the Gresham. I hear they give great room service.
Bye. 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 I miss you. I love you. I'll see you on Friday, okay? Don't forget your book.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Hello, Sonny. Hi, Joe.
Your family?
Mr. Stern.
No. It's Sandy, remember?
Sandy.
Such a beautiful boy must be yours.
Actually, he's not my own. Charlie was married before.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Charlie's taking him back to his mother. We usually see him on weekends.
Charlie, he's a lawyer also?
A poet.
Poet? Well,
It's on our income tax form. Poet. He's also a mailman.
I need to speak with you professionally, but I would very much like a bagel at Drucker's first. Are you interested?
Not in a bagel. If they have non-fat yogurt, I'm yours for the next 10 minutes.
Excellent. Please.
I assume the subject of your business is Dixon Hartnell?
No, it's Margie Allison, now that you've served her with a subpoena.
Are you going to represent her?
Is she a target?
No.
And I intend to be her lawyer.
I'll warn you that my boss thinks there's a conflict if you do.
Oh, then please, thank Stan Sennett for his ethical vigilance and tell him I'll be her lawyer.
Sun-up specials, bacon and eggs for $2.95. What'll it be, Sandy?
All right, an orange juice and onion bagel for me, please, Ginny, and a chocolate frozen yogurt for the lady.
I knew it.
My daughter Marta is passionate about desserts. If she should ever become pregnant, I fear for her bathroom skills.
Marta, that's a nice name. I never really liked mine, too Russian.
Sonia? No, that's a lovely name. You want a name to dismay you, you try Alejandro.
Alejandro. So, you have questions to ask?
Yes, the Wunderkind account. Why is it of such interest to you?
No can do, Sandy.
You expect me to bring Margie Allison to a grand jury without any idea of what she'll be facing?
She's not a target. As long as she tells the truth, she has nothing to worry about.
Sonny, I swear you sound more like Stan Sennett every day.
I could do a lot worse.
But you could do so much better. It's so frustrating for us. He pulls the strings and you respond. Yet we can't get to it.
Wait a second. I have input.
The worst part is, the minute the television cameras are on, I know your boss. He'll cut the strings and move into the spotlight. But by then, my clients will be in a terribly unjust position. Isn't that the issue?
OJ and chocolate yogurt.
Thank you. I'll tell you something about me, Sandy. I always pay my debts. And very, very soon, so will Dixon Hartnell. That is the issue.
So some good days and some bad days?
Well, more bad than good these days.
Can I ask why?
Secrets, some that I think I should keep.
Oh, lawyer's secrets?
Some. It's been a very disturbing period. Sometimes I'm lonely, and other times I'm not alone enough. Even with such charming company, I had second thoughts about coming tonight. It's hard to explain.
I understand. You know, for weeks after Miles moved out, I was like an emotional yo-yo. One minute I was determined to carve out my own independence, and the next I was rushing into some male anchor's arms, holding on for dear life. Oh, listen to me. I'm talking about divorce as if it was the same as your situation. But there are some interesting parts to being alone again. You learn a lot about yourself.
Yes. As a matter of fact,
What?
well, in all my time with Clara, I never really looked at anyone in a...
Romantic way?
Well, I never felt...
A rush?
Well, that's extraordinary, yes, but... I was in the weight room of our club recently, and there was a young woman was working out, and I found myself looking.
Longer than you were supposed to?
Well, my God, I'm past 50, and I have 3 grown children, a grandchild on the way.
And you like looking at women in leotards?
You have an extraordinary way of expressing things.
That's what Clara said she liked about me. It's funny. We were friends. We're such opposites. I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault. I think I talk too much sometimes.
No. Sandy, I find you very attractive. If that embarrasses you, so be it.
Ellen.
I have spent a fortune on assertiveness training. Please, let me get this out. I'm available. All right.
Certainly.
The rest is up to you.
Yes.
What?
Yes, I'm interested.
I'll accept that.
I shouldn't do this.
Why?
Because I'm embarrassed. I don't have protection, and I might...
Bedside table, top drawer. What are you thinking?
The truth.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering last night if I was satisfactory.
I'll give you a 9.5 form and a 9.8 for technique. You were terrific.
All right, I know it's a silly question, but I never thought I'd be in this situation with anyone but Clara.
And now there's this other person for the very first time.
It's strange. I was thinking it was sex that Clara and I had lost, but it wasn't sex. It was something else. It was this closeness, this real exchange. It went away from us. But it wasn't Clara's fault. It was mine.
Just for now, can we not talk about Clara?
But if I don't find out what happened between Clara and me, what chance do I have with anyone else?
Sandy! Nate's gone. Come over.
I don't think that's a good idea, Fiona.
I need to show you something. It's about Clara. Come on. This way. In here. I just found this. I don't understand why Nate has something with Clara's name on it in his bathroom.
Indomethacin. Well, it was probably for Clara's arthritis. And he told me he had brought some to her.
Oh, yeah? Then how come the prescription's still in the bag?
I don't know. Right, there's 2 receipts.
What is it? What are they, Sandy?
Does Nate take these pills?
Well, he must. That's who they're made out to. What are they?
Acyclovir.
What the hell is a cyclovir?
10 left out of 60.
What is he taking them for?
Something called HSV2.
Well, Dr. Sandy, if you know what it is, tell me.
It's herpes. It's genital herpes.
Nate has herpes.
miss you already. Solution? I have 2 tickets to the Panthers-Vikings game tonight. You want to go?
My God, what time is it?
10 to 9. Why?
I'll call you back, all right?
Sandy.
There it is. That's it, thank you. Attention please. Shuttle service to Kendall Civic Center will be departing in 10 minutes. Wait a minute, take them bags out.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey! Didn't think you would.
Oh, would what?
Meet me?
No problem.
See, I gotta sit down and talk to this Klonsky woman before I testify.
Yes, but it gives us an opportunity to find out what she intends to ask you. I'm not allowed inside the grand jury room. Margie, did you bring all the records?
All I could locate. There are 2 copies of everything. Now, check out the balance on the Wunderkind account.
$250,000 deficit, but I thought this was the account where he put all the profits he made trading ahead.
Correct. Trouble is, he lost it all and then some.
Good Lord, what happened to the profits?
What happened, Sweet Pea, was sugar.
Sugar.
Our certain someone took all the ill-gotten gains he could steal, snuck it into the Wunderkind account, bet the whole wad on sugar contracts, and lost. And I mean lost big.
And Dixon placed all these trades.
Beats the hell out of me.
What are you talking about? You checked the records.
Yeah. And there ain't one itty-bitty scrap of paper to show who opened the Wunderkind account.
Why not?
Because all the forms go on microfiche and somebody zapped them. Bang.
The government's going to go berserk. And Dixon has access to these computers, correct?
Honey, there ain't nothing Dixon don't have access to, from the receptionist's behind to the drawer where I keep my mailbox. But if the feds can manage to pin this on him, Mr. Dixon L. Hartnell's going to find himself in a place where there ain't no women. Sandy, I was kind of rough on you a couple of weeks ago. Thing is, all a gal wants is for a man to pretend a little. I ain't asking for a signed testimony of affection, just a little TLC, you know? Why don't we spend some time this evening?
Margie, I've been swamped with work. I haven't been any place or done anything for the past 3 weeks.
Well, just a couple hours, we could have some fun.
Excuse
Excuse me, Mr. Stern?
Yes.
I finally reached Dr. Cawley's secretary. He's left for a medical conference in Cincinnati.
Thank you, Claudia, but just keep trying.
Yes, sir. Oh, and Mrs. Dudak called. She'll meet you at the game tonight at 8, and she told me to tell you if you're missing your watch, she found it.
Not a moment, right? Well, you could go to hell.
Surely this isn't everything.
Well, it seems some documents have been misplaced, but we're continuing to search.
You mean they're gone? Destroyed?
Well, I don't think that...
My client's company has hundreds of employees and more than one office. We simply haven't had time.
I don't believe this. I'm going to speak to Stan Sennett about this, Mr. Stern.
Miss Klonsky, now wait, Miss Klonsky, please, you're leaping unnecessarily to...
You are not currently a target of this investigation, Miss Allison, and therefore have nothing to fear, provided, of course, you are telling the truth before the grand jury.
If the members of the grand jury will take their seats, we can get started now.
Are you certain you have the right name?
Yes, sir, I do.
It's Cawley. Dr. Nathan Cawley.
Yes, sir, Dr. Cawley's not in.
Well, did he leave a number where he can be reached?
No, I'm sorry. He didn't leave a referral number. Would you like to leave a message?
When he returns, have him call me immediately. Sandy Stern.
Yes, Mr. Stern.
He has my number. It's very important.
Very well.
I have to get to another hearing, but understand this. We want the Wunderkind documents, the ones that are missing, any way we can get them. And if they aren't forthcoming shortly, someone is looking down the barrel of an obstruction of justice charge.
I wouldn't let her frighten you, Margie. When you get back to Chicago...
When I get to Chicago, I'm going back to work for Dixon Hartnell, not you, Sugar Puss. At least when Dixon stabs you, you see it coming from the front.
Sandy. Sennett has a message for you. Find the safe. Do you know what he's talking about?
Well, I know this. Somebody's been giving him information while I'm kept completely in the dark. This isn't just another investigation for Sennett. It's an opportunity to harass me. You consider that fair?
Sonia? I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I may not know as much as you think.
Well, it's more than I know. Now, I'm not asking you to breach any rules of secrecy. Just give me a moment of your time.
What time? I'm booked straight through to the
Sonia,
weekend.
the judge is going to have a fit if you don't come on.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you this weekend.
Can't. Charlie and I are taking his son up to Osler for the weekend.
Osler?
By the Illinois border. Charlie's got a cabin up there. We're going to pick grapes.
Well, that explains it then. You don't have time to be fair.
Damn you. If it's so important to you to ask me questions that I can't even answer, fine. Drive up to Osler on Saturday, okay? Charlie Brace, Rural Route 2. It's the best I can offer.
I accept.
It's 100 miles from here.
I'm very fond of grapes. Hola, Silvia. ¿Qué tal? I came right from the courthouse. It's rather important.
Oh, well, he's upstairs dressing.
I'll find him. there. Dixon, we must talk.
Did they disconnect your phone?
There are problems.
Yeah, they sure are. Your sister's got us entertaining half the museum board in less than an hour.
I spent the day with Margie and Miss Klonsky. There are a number of disturbing developments.
Such as?
They know about the safe. I'm sure they'll be looking for it shortly if they aren't already.
How the hell did they find out?
How indeed. Their informant seems to know everything. I was hoping that you could shed some light. Now, would John be able to?
John? John's still looking for the men's room here.
Well, there's another possibility. It wasn't until after Margie went into the grand jury that the prosecutors knew about the safe.
Wait a minute. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but that's not your only problem. Seems some records have disappeared. A Wunderkind account.
Look, Stern, can we talk about this next week?
Next week?
Yeah, Sylvia and I are going out to the house in Bermuda first thing in the morning.
Bermuda? Dixon, it's clearly the disappearance of these records that's inspired the government's interest in the safe.
So?
So, leaving now is the absolute zenith of stupidity, not to mention damaging to my credibility once the government discovers that the safe is in my office. And they will discover it, Dixon, through their informant any second.
Damaging to your credibility. You think it's finally happened, don't you, Stern?
What? What are you talking about?
Judgment Day. Judgment Day for Dixon Hartnell. Dixon the hustler. Dixon the fake. That's what you called me that day I talked to you about marrying Sylvia. Do you remember? The horrible result of introducing an old army buddy to your sister. She had to beg you to come to the wedding.
Dixon, that was a long, long time ago.
Really? Doesn't seem that long ago to me.
Dixon, hurry, we're late.
I'm coming.
Dixon, I must tell you that your life as you know it is at stake. This is not the time to take a vacation.
No? I'd say it's a good time to get away.
Waiting?
No, I just arrived. Can I help you?
There's more groceries.
Hi!
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm Sam.
Well, I'm Sandy. Where's your father?
In my tummy.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello. Where would you like these?
Oh, anywhere's fine, thank you.
Your husband is...
My husband decided to stay home to be poetic or tragic or something. To hell with him.
I'm sorry.
Our primitive commode. Delightful noise, isn't it? Sam likes to pull the chain.
Were those wild grapes on the side of the cabin that I saw?
Yeah, but not too many. There's a planting further back in the woods, and there's tons of them.
Well, the aroma is splendid.
You have a fancy way of putting things.
It's my Argentinian background, I'm afraid. My English is acquired.
Can we go now?
Soon, honey. I promised Sam that we could go grape picking when we got back from doing all the shopping. It's one of his favorite things. You're welcome to come with us if you'd like.
Well, thank you. Does your husband own this place?
Belongs in the family. Charlie thinks that owning anything ties you down. So, I guess you'll have to be the honorary Charlie today. I'm sure it'll be an improvement. You'll need this for the sun.
Should I check in the mirror or something?
Oh, it's magnificent, trust me.
All right.
Shall we go? The buckets are outside.
After you. long time since I've taken a walk in the country with a child. He really loves it here, doesn't he?
He really does. He'd like to be here all the time.
Does he know what he's doing?
He's a master at it. You'll see.
Maybe he can teach me.
I'm sure he will. Oh, there's no pride out here. You better roll up your sleeves.
Sleeves? Oh, yes. Of course.
Doing great, Sam. Your bucket's almost full.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, don't pick the dark ones. They'll rot too soon.
Oh, all right. Sorry I didn't get to meet your husband. He sounds like an unusual man.
That's for sure. I think the idea of meeting you was more than he could stand.
Oh. Why's that?
Well, my legal adversary hears me mention your name. He knows I admire you. He can't conceive of me with a life apart from him. Paying attention to anyone but him. I wonder what he's going to do when this baby comes along.
How long have you two known each other?
Oh, a zillion years, but we've been married for 3. He came back from Vietnam with poems hidden in the pockets of his camouflage jacket. Romantic, huh?
Yeah.
He wanted to believe his poetry could transform the world, and I wanted to believe in him. It's funny. When I was 20, I wanted to meet someone who was perfect. And now that I'm nearly 40, I wonder if anyone's normal. Oh, I have a feeling this is going to be a big baby.
Why don't you rest a while?
You wouldn't mind? Then we could have that talk.
Sam and I will do just fine.
Watch the grapes.
Thank you.
Here's another. Don't squish her.
Certainly not.
What's your name again?
Sandy.
Can I go in the hot tub when we're finished?
When Sonny wakes up. Yes.
Can I go in the hot tub now?
I don't know anything about hot tubs.
I'll show you. It's easy. It's full and everything. Come on!
Pardon me?
Get your clothes off.
I do not wish to get into a hot tub.
You've got to. Sonny says I can't go in without a grown-up. There's Scorpion.
Right over there.
Blue one?
Yes.
That's a planet. That's Jupiter. Scorpion is a constellation.
Oh.
Sandy, this could always win.
Why do you ask?
It does on Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
On TV?
Sometimes good wins and sometimes it loses.
Why?
Because sometimes one side is stronger than the other. Sometimes Both sides are partly good and partly bad.
Does good win a lot?
Oh, yes. Yes. A lot.
There you go.
Thank you for taking care of me, Sandy.
It's my pleasure. Good night.
Don't I get a kiss?
Of course.
You make a good dad.
Don't get up.
Don't believe me, I won't.
How long was I asleep?
About 5 hours.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you feed Sam?
I fed us both, and we hot tubbed together. He's an astronomy expert.
Better than being a poet.
He's bright as a button.
Sam help you figure out the hot tub?
He insisted I get in with him. But I must say it's quite pleasant. The sky is clear and the solitude is wonderful. And Jupiter, that's that one right there. It's magnificent.
Would you be terribly upset if I got in with you? I mean, people have different attitudes. Just say if it's too embarrassing for you.
And, no.
I mean, we hold down the temperature because of the pregnancy thing.
That's good. Good.
Is this too weird for you?
Well, I seem to be holding up.
It's weird. For me, you know. A part of me. You're still the guy in court I used to watch when I was in law school. It was like close-up magic. Guilty or innocent didn't matter. I just wanted to be able to do what you did.
Well, that's very kind of you. I find it difficult these days to see my life as an example to anyone, given its costs.
Are you talking about your wife? Was there something you could have done?
Paid more attention to whatever she was trying to say, to whatever.
Sometimes, without realizing it, without anything you've said or done, things just get screwed up.
I could have done better.
Then do better next time.
In the next life.
With the next part of this one. So, you have questions? What would you like to know?
The Wunderkind account. Now, you're obviously looking for documents that would show Dixon controls it.
Very large profits in that account.
Yes, but the profits were lost. The account shows a deficit. Is there a real crime?
Sandy, if someone robs a bank and loses the money at poker, it's still a robbery.
Who's the informant?
You know I can't answer that, even if I knew.
How could you not know?
Oh, for God's sake, consider who's in charge. You know more than I do about what Stan's up to.
Well, you can't blame a struggling immigrant lawyer for trying.
Oh, please. Here, should last you a week.
Well, I never anticipated enjoying this. But I'm glad that we're friends. Say goodbye to Sam for me.
Of course. We should do it again sometime.
Yes.
If I'm still married to Charlie.
Hello?
Surprise, Daddy. You can have me for a month, ready or not.
Marta, I'd love to have you here. You know that. I'll even put you to work in my office.
Well, I'm done with the Stein litigation. Manhattan is pretty horrible this time of year. And I want to be with you. Help you finish up Mom's things.
Come right away. I think I found something valuable.
What?
Grapes.
Grapes, is that a metaphor or something?
Yes. For an inexplicable feeling that sometimes causes young men to do daredevil acts.
Daddy, are you all right?
Well, I'll let you know when I find out.
I love you, Daddy. Daddy.
And I love you.
Not anymore.
I can't help it. I have to go to Boston on Friday. It's a Mardi Gras theme.
In Boston?
I know. But I have to take them as they come. You wouldn't like to spend the weekend on the Boston Commons, would you? How about Cambridge?
No, I haven't the time, I'm afraid.
I didn't think you did. I called you last night. I got your machine.
Yes, I was working late on Dixon's case.
What's happened?
I don't know
Something's happened.
Helen,
I'm never wrong about these things. I wish I were. It's not the Dixon case. It's not any case, is it? All right, standard question. Is it anyone I know?
Look, it's not what you think.
Is she young?
She's 39, is pregnant, and married.
And here I thought you were losing your mind.
Helen, I'm afraid I handle these things very badly. Forgive me. I just can't seem to get her out of my mind.
Well, under the circumstances, I'm sure you won't mind if we stop seeing each other for a while. Tell me I wasn't alone in this. I know we had something, and it wasn't just a rebound from a tragedy. Tell me.
You were wonderful.
So were you. You bastard.
Sonny.
I am here for one reason only, to give you this. It's a subpoena to appear personally before Judge Woodford on Thursday at 10. You are to produce the safe and everything that was in it when you received it. May I add, Mr. Alejandro Stern, I'm extremely teed off.
Wait a moment.
There is no point whatsoever.
Listen to me.
I wouldn't say too much if I were you. I don't know where this will end up, and I don't want to have to testify. I can't play hardball the way you boys do. I won't.
There are no games
Oh,
involved.
Bo! You told me you were going to search for the documents. And you had them in your office in the safe all the time.
Sonny, please, we're friends.
Friends do not do this to each other. Would you like to know how we found out you had Dixon's safe? The FBI discovered a bill of lading from the company that shipped it to you. Stan Sennett laid it on my desk and said, "Your idol, Sandy Stern." Don't you care at all about the position you have put me in?
I care about you, yes, more than you can imagine. But I swear to you, I do not know what's in the safe.
Oh, please.
I may have my suspicions, but I've never seen what's inside it. Dixon is the only one who knows. How can I go before a grand jury without first conferring with him?
The day after he returns, I want you in front of the jury with the safe. No more time, no more excuses. Or Stan Sennett and I will both be looking for you, Sandy Stern. And you'll be the one in need of a lawyer.
Sonny, please. Sonny.
Lawyer. Who needs a lawyer?
Quite possibly me, according to the U.S. Assistant Attorney.
Hey, I'm available. So can we say hello now?
Of course.
The Harrisburg Company submitted their proposal, and Mr. Javits will be going back tomorrow.
Thank you, Claudia. Any calls from Miss Klonsky?
None. Oh, but Sandy, Dr. Cawley is back.
What?
Yes, his nurse told me that he'd be in his office until 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Claudia.
Yes, that's right. Right there.
Oh, I'm Sandy Stern. I'm looking for Dr. Coley.
Oh, yes, Mr. Stern. The doctor's expecting you. Dr. Cawley?
Sandy?
Do you realize how many times I've tried to reach you? Where the devil are
Look,
you?
before you say anything more, I want to come straight to the point. I'm going to ask Fiona for a divorce.
I couldn't care less whether you divorced.
Good! Because I really don't care what happened between you two. Oh, yeah, I know that sounds a little bizarre, but I don't. I mean it. So you slept with her.
What in God's name are you talking about?
She told me all about it.
And you believed her?
She
She lied, you fool. She made a drunken pass at me, and that was all. Nothing happened. And that's the least of it. I want to tell you face to face that I know.
Know what?
How you and Clara deceived me.
Sandy, you don't understand. I've eaten myself alive about this whole thing. It's been on my mind every day.
You lied, Nate. For the sake of money. A great deal of money which you owe to Clara's estate. Don't think I'm too proud to involve lawyers. I'm not.
Look, I know you probably think I'm responsible for what she did.
Probably you deserted her and she knew it.
Oh, you've got to know this, if nothing else. I followed her lead at all times. I did what she wanted.
Claudia, could you just pull... She's gone to the ladies' room, Mr. Stern. Remo, hello. Do we have an appointment this morning?
Nah, I was just in the neighborhood. I just want to let you know I'm getting along great with my old lady now.
Good.
And I think you've been right. Let's fight this hijacking thing. I mean, I can see how they might think I'd steal a few steaks to feed the family, but what do I know about driving a refrigerator truck?
I think that's a good decision. Look, I'm a little short on time, but I can see you Tuesday afternoon. What?
Yeah. Thanks.
Alejandro. What's this I hear about you breaking up with Helen Dudek? I thought you had better judgment than that. She's a very interesting woman.
It is your personal life that should occupy our attention at the moment, Dixon, not mine.
All right, whatever you say. You got 15 minutes. I just stopped in town to repack. My car's downstairs. I got a meeting in LaGuardia at 9 o'clock. Did you dim the lights, or did I just have a stroke? Oh, look at this. Not only did he take off the jacket, he's unbuttoned his shirt. I must really be in trouble, huh? Don't do anything rash on me, Stern.
Do you know what prison's like, Dixon? I do, given my profession. Are you capable of spending 5 years in a dark sweat box with no windows, being told where to go, what to do, what to think?
Please spare me the cheap theatrics, huh?
You're going to prison, Dixon.
No, I'm not. That's why I hired you.
It's become hopeless. John's been granted immunity. He'll testify next week.
But they don't know who controls the Wunderkind account. They don't have the records.
They have an idea where the records are.
No, they don't.
They subpoenaed the safe, Dixon, and me. They demand the contents.
How the hell did they find out?
The same way they've discovered everything else, I suspect. An informant.
Look, possession. Possession is 9/10 of the law, right? You're not going to let them have this thing.
I'll follow any instructions you give, providing it's legal, but in the end, we will have to produce the safe.
Now, you told me that those bastards couldn't touch it if I left it here.
No, I told you that your personal papers would be more secure here. That's all.
Okay, well, it's personal, okay? There's nothing in there but old diplomas, insurance policies, my very first condom. I had it bronzed, okay? Nothing but personal.
No. There are documents in there pertaining to the Wunderkind account. That's company property, Dixon.
All right. Get the hell out of the way.
Dixon, I have to comply with the subpoena. You cannot remove that safe. Dixon, you're placing me in an impossible position.
Ditto.
Don't do this. There are motions to file. We can keep the government away for months.
You lose. You already told me you don't have a leg to stand on.
If I appear without that safe for a satisfactory explanation for his disappearance, I'll be remanded to the U.S. Marshal. Now, I insist.
So do I.
Then I withdraw as your lawyer.
So withdraw.
You're committing a federal offense, and one in which I'll be implicated. Now you're forcing me to notify the government. Dixon! Sonia Klonsky.
You know what? I'm just not feeling that.
Katie, wait a minute.
I'm gonna go morning.
Katie!
I'll be fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
It's me, darling.
Oh.
I'm sorry I'm late. What's wrong with Kate?
Oh, she was talking about John testifying next week. She just fell apart, took off her home. I don't get it. It's like she's got something bottled up inside.
It's my fault. I just can't seem to...
No, Dad. Stop it. We're all doing the best we can. Sit down. Thank you. Order. You can call her after lunch. Face it, if we all had $1 for every time Kate burst into tears, we'd own this restaurant.
What's this?
Oh, I've been packing Mother's closet all morning. I found this in the back of her dresser. Did you give her this ring?
No, this was given to her the first time she was engaged.
The first time
She was 19. And he deserted her. You see, she married me on the rebound.
Wow, that really throws me.
I'm sorry if that disappoints you.
Oh, no, I'm not asking you guys to apologize for your lives or anything. It's depressing. You spend, 30 years living with this wall between you, and then it just ends. She gives up in a garage.
Marta, just listen to me. Just listen. We live in this world, Marta. Perhaps it's hard to learn that your parents' lives are no better than your own. But you will not be graduating to a higher order of existence. We did the best we could, your mother and me. We shared an enormous amount, not just events, but commitments and values. She was the sum of my entire life. I loved her, sometimes passionately. And I believe even today that she loved me too.
I know she did. There was something else in the box. Was Mom on some sort of medication?
Medication?
Yeah, what are these?
I don't know.
It's 50 pills. I counted them. They must have been hers.
I have no idea.
Excuse me, Mr. Stern, but Dr. Colley's in his office, and I'm afraid I can't. Mr. Stern.
Now, just a minute, Sandy. If you've come here for an apology, you've got it.
There was nothing between us.
I know that now. I'm sorry. What else can I say?
You can tell me about a prescription, Nate, in your name. A prescription for acyclovir. Fiona showed me the bottle. 10 capsules left, 50 missing. They were found today in Clara's things. You never took those pills.
Of course not. They weren't for me. But I had to promise to write the prescription in my name.
Who were the capsules for, Nate?
Clara. I took them to her daily. Believe me, Sandy, nothing was more important to Clara than making sure you didn't find out.
So you were trying to protect her, then?
Well, that's a nice way to put it. But you and I both know I was trying to protect myself, too. I didn't want to be sued. I should have brought a shrink in to see her, I guess. I should have talked to you, too, but I was trying to keep her faith in me.
Did she ever talk to you about suicide?
Well, when the infection would get bad over the 7 years, yes, she brought it up.
She had this disease for 7 years.
And it kept recurring.
Started 7 years ago.
You were in Kansas City, as I recall, on some trial. I treated her for it off and on for years after that, always hoping I had it under control.
So the 50 capsules, she never took them?
Well, that was a double dosage for 5 days. I had a conference in Montreal, so I gave her all the caps she'd need while I was gone. That's where I was when I found out she took her life. I just couldn't believe it.
I have to ask, Nate.
I know. And the honest-to-God answer is, I don't know who was responsible for infecting her. She told me that the person was aware of the problem, but that her relationship with him was over when she came to me.
You needn't worry. There won't be any lawsuit.
It's gone. The safe is gone.
Get me Dixon Hartnell.
You gotta get it back. No one's ever gonna believe Dixon took it without your help. Oh, God, this scares me, Dad. Maybe you better get a real lawyer.
You are a real lawyer.
I mean an expert.
There are no experts in the disappearance of critical evidence.
I have Mr. Hartnell for you.
Stern, it's Dixon. What is it?
I want the safe. Huh? The safe. I want it back.
Well, you better call the cops. There's important stuff in there.
Dixon?
You're not blaming me, are you?
I want the safe returned.
Sorry, Stern. I'm due on the first tee. Bye.
Hello?
Sylvia, ¿qué tal? I hope I'm not interrupting you.
No, not at all. Not for you, darling.
There's a bit of a misunderstanding. We're looking for a small safe of Dixon's. I was wondering...
A safe? Yes. You can't imagine what went on here last night. I woke from a sound sleep to find Dixon and our driver fighting about who was going to carry it into the study. What in the world is going on? Dixon never tells me anything.
Don't worry, Sylvia. I'll take care of it.
All right. I'm off to Sally Witherton's. We're going to the track this afternoon.
Fine. Good luck.
It's unbelievable. How could Dix... If you don't give that safe over to the government, they're going to hang you from the highest.
Mr. Stern, your 2 o'clock is here.
You can't let Dixon stall this. It's no longer his neck, it's yours. We got to do something. Daddy?
I ain't done houses much. Not since I was a teenager back in Jersey City. Me and a kid named Sangretti scored a complete collection of Sinatra LPs. What can I say? The mother lode.
All right, there it is. Now we'll go in the back way.
Hey, it's a real mansion, huh?
This way.
You got an alarm system?
Nope.
Dumb. People should know better. Over here.
No. Break it in.
I got some tools.
I want it to look like a burglary, please.
You want it? You got it. There it is, beside the desk.
Good.
Hello. Solid gold, Swiss timing.
Remo, the safe. Just a safe. Quick. Come.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, God. I think I got a hernia. We should have brought more help. What's that?
It's the garage door. Go find a place to hide.
Hide? What for? I thought you said this was your sister's house.
I don't feel like being apprehended at the moment. Please.
Oh, look, I never hide. Guys get shot like that.
Sylvia.
Sandy. My God, you almost gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry, but, what are you doing here?
Well, Sally wasn't feeling well, so I came on home.
I'm stealing something.
Stealing?
The safe.
What in the world is in it?
I don't know.
Crazy. This world is going crazy. What did you do to my door? I mean, really, Sandy. You might as well tell me.
Oh, all right. Gracias, mi amor. Siéntate. Sylvia, listen. This grand jury investigation business is becoming quite grave.
How grave? You don't mean Dixon could go to prison?
Yes. Yes, he could lose his business, his reputation, everything.
I knew there had to be some reason for the way he's been acting lately. You have no idea. He doesn't sleep. He wanders the house all night. At least the nights he's here.
I think it's best for both of you not to have a separation right now.
You needn't worry, mijo. We had our separation 7 years ago.
I recall.
I've reconciled all that. Everything but...
But what?
The one thing I could not stand, what he brought home with him.
I don't understand.
Of course you do. Clara knew. I'm sure she told you. You are gallant, dear heart, but there is no need to pretend.
No, my dear, I'm not pretending.
Dixon came home with an illness. I was afraid he would inflict it upon me. It was repulsive.
An illness?
A disease, yes.
Herpes.
Oh, Sandy. Why do you tease me like this? You knew all the time.
Hi, lady. Are we going or what?
Sender? You all right?
Yes, yes, yes.
We still taking this thing?
Yes, of course, yes.
I'll call our handyman, see if he can repair the door.
I'll go bring the car around closer.
Remo. Wait just a moment.
Forgive me, Mr. Stern. Guys like me don't do so good waiting around the scene. I'll go get the car.
Wait, just... Remo, put the safe back where you found it.
Come again?
The exact place. And thank you, Remo. I'm glad we were able to help each other.
Good morning, Mr. Stern. You're early today.
Good morning, Edward. What time is it? 10 after 7.
You want to get some coffee?
What's this you brought me?
You wanted the safe, you got the safe. You happy now?
I'm instructed to provide an affidavit that the contents have not been disturbed.
So, give it to him. You want to see what's in there?
I'm simply making the point.
There you go.
Your $250,000 check to cover the debit on the Wunderkind account. Anything else?
I had a small bonfire. That's all I could say. So, should I plead guilty?
Well, if one is guilty, it merits serious consideration.
What kind of a deal do you think you could cut?
Oh. Heavy fine, lesser prison term.
How much time?
Probably 3 years.
When would I get parole?
Oh, there's no longer parole in the federal system.
Great. And I voted Republican. All right. The $64 question. How much would it cost me?
Oh, probably millions. A portion of your interest in the company.
Great.
Let's talk. Come on. Let's talk.
All right.
I'm curious, Dixon. How did you work it?
What do you mean, how did I work it? I did some illegal trading using the Wunderkind account.
So, you set it up?
Yeah. Look, don't start moralizing with me, okay? I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. I just want to get this thing over with. I want to plead guilty. I want to see that pompous bastard Senate drop over from the shock.
You're trying to deceive me, Dixon.
What?
You heard me.
What do you want from me, Stern? What? You want me to bleed all over the floor?
I'd welcome the truth if you'd care to give it to me.
I'm telling you the truth. Okay, the Wunderkind account. Well, I didn't want him tracing the money to me, obviously. I couldn't put it in John's name because company employees can't have their own accounts.
So whose name did you use?
I used Kate. She signed it in her maiden name.
And what was in this for John?
What was in it for John? John's a village idiot. When you're peeing his leg, he thinks it's raining out. Besides, there weren't any profits.
So you stole the money and then lost it?
It happens in Vegas every day, Stern. So what? I got plenty more. Look, it was an amusement, that's all.
An amusement? A crime involving your niece and your nephew. My children.
Okay, I'm sorry I did it. I'm guilty, all right? I want to plead guilty. Call the prosecutors. Let's get this thing over with.
You're guilty of a great deal, Dixon.
Exactly.
But not this crime. You're innocent. You're telling me exactly what you wish the government to believe.
What the hell is wrong with you, Stern?
If you established this Wunderkind account in someone else's name, in case the government became suspicious, then why destroy the account records the moment the government starts snooping?
I panicked, okay?
And who caused the government's suspicions, Dixon? Who's the informant?
You tell me. Look, I don't have to take this. Enough. You're my lawyer, right? You do what I tell you to do. All right, now plead me guilty, make some kind of a deal.
I can't do that.
Then I'll fire you.
Very well.
Well, you think I won't?
You're not guilty.
You smug, insufferable little... Has there ever been a minute in your life when you didn't think that you were smarter or better than I am, ever? Once!
Would you like to hear the latest reel of Looney Tunes? Your brother-in-law called me. He wants to have a private meeting with me.
Ignore him.
Ignore Dixon Hartnell?
Yes.
I told him I couldn't talk to him because he had a lawyer. He said he fired you.
We're not exactly certain where we stand at the moment, but I will not withdraw until he has a substitute counsel, and I absolutely insist that the government not deal with him directly.
Sandy, this is falling apart. You're not going before the grand jury, surely. Just give me an affidavit that states the contents of the safe are in the condition in which you received them.
I do not wish to do that.
What more do you want from me, Sandy? What else can I do?
How, Sam?
He's fishing with his father. He's fine.
Well, give him my regards. Tell him I keep thinking about that Saturday night.
So do I.
I think about it all the time, in fact.
I ended up talking to Charlie about it.
You did?
The university wants him back. Sort of a poet in residence.
Will he do it?
I don't know. I don't know about anything anymore.
Mr. Stern, the government wants you to be held in contempt of court for your responses to the grand jury. So I need to hear your answers to these questions. Do you or do you not have in your possession, custody, or control the safe referred to?
We decline to answer, Your Honor. To respond would reveal privileged communication between Mr. Stern and his client.
I'm going to overrule your objection and ask your client to answer now.
My client will indicate that he has the safe in his possession.
Has anything been removed from the safe since the time the subpoena was served?
My client objects. Attorney-client privilege.
Overruled. I must order Mr. Stern to answer.
Mr. Stern believes that the government is trying to use him as a witness against his client. He respectfully refuses to answer, and we should like a week in this matter to present a brief in support of our position.
I move contempt.
Mr. Stern, you are an able attorney. I am sure you understand the seriousness of this situation. If you persist in refusing to answer, I will be forced to turn you over to the marshal, who will lock you behind bars.
Opening two.
Nice spot for a couple of months off, Dad.
Please try not to worry about me, my dear.
Don't worry, why worry? What could possibly happen to a nice, educated, reasonably attractive man in a place like this?
I just had a conference with Judge Woodford. I supported your request for time to file a brief.
Thank you.
Does Senate know about this? No. He'll destroy you, Sonny. Don't do this.
I did it. The judge has given you a week. Yes. You were right as an informant.
Who? Someone close to me. A client.
It's a dirty trick, that's all I'll say. It may be the way Stan Senate does business. I won't.
Sandy! Sandy!
Hi. Could I talk to you? Just for a minute.
I don't believe we have anything to say to each other, Fiona.
I lied to Nate about being lovers because I wanted to hurt him or make him jealous. I don't even know which. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's best forgotten. We both have greater things to worry about.
He swears to me that the pills weren't his. He says they were for another patient, and if I didn't believe him, I could call the other doctor on the case.
What of the doctor?
Oh, well, guess who that was? Peter. Isn't that a coincidence?
Dad. May I come in?
I'm surprised you didn't call first.
I called you at work. They said you took Thursdays off. But I called here 3 times, but the line was always busy. We have important matters to discuss.
Could we, do this later?
No, it concerns your mother.
You see, I'm kind of into something right now.
Won't take long.
Dad, please.
I'm not here to criticize you,
Not
Peter.
now. There's someone here. I have a guest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
We'll have dinner later on.
What time?
I'll call.
All right. Tell him to come out, Peter. Peter?
Hello, Sandy.
Stan. I worry for you. How do you keep up with your work? You spend so little time in the office.
Look,
I have a feeling my brief to Judge Woodford is going to be longer and far more interesting than I thought.
we haven't done anything wrong. Nobody's rights got violated, so just cool it.
I have no intentions of cooling it.
Nothing's changed. I stay in touch.
So it's you, Peter. You are the informant.
I did what I had to do, Pop. It was the right thing so you can drop that superior look.
I suspect I'm defending an innocent man.
He hasn't told you anything?
As little as possible.
Then I suggest you avoid making any snap judgments. You don't understand what happened.
I suppose you'll have the decency to tell me if that isn't asking too much.
Before Mom died, like a month or so before, Kate came to my office, late, in tears. I mean, she was almost hysterical. I don't understand. Dixon's to blame for this?
Don't you see? He had no faith in John. He ridiculed him all the time. He said he could never do anything right, so John decided to show him he was capable of making money on the market on his own. He opened an account at the company.
I thought employees aren't allowed to trade.
They're not. So I signed the forms. John called it Wonderkind. He figured that's what he'd be, you know, a real wonderkind.
And has he?
What?
Made money.
He did, at first. We needed a stake, so he traded ahead of some customers.
Oh, God.
Just for a while till he could show what he could do on his own, and he did great. But
Then the sugar market collapsed and John's $600,000 profit suddenly dropped.
Straight into the toilet. He was on the hook for a $200,000 loss. I guess the poor kid came unglued.
So he destroyed the records showing who controlled the Wunderkind account.
Trouble was, John didn't know there was a micro-duplicate in Mason Dixon's Chicago office. An audit clerk there picked it up on the computer, noticed the problem, and phoned Dixon.
Dios mío. What did Dixon do?
Dixon told John that he'd put the corporation in jeopardy, and from then on, he owned John. He had to be a floor runner, an errand boy, a slave, anything. And if he ever tried to leave, Dixon was calling the FBI.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Katie. Dixon wouldn't do that.
He said he would. Over and over. John can't take it anymore, Peter. He's calling the FBI himself.
No, he's not.
He's going to prison. He's going tomorrow.
I don't want him to say anything.
Not yet. I knew I couldn't stop Dixon with a cannon. So I got this idea. Let John go to the FBI, but have him blame Dixon. Say it was all Dixon's fault. John was just a flunky.
Good God.
Trouble is, I knew John couldn't pull it off by himself.
So you volunteered. The informant.
Bear in mind, it's my sister and your daughter's life we're talking about here.
So you went to the FBI, they contacted Stan Sennett, and he agreed.
Correct.
You realize that you've inflicted untold misery on your uncle.
If you think I'm sorry about that, you are very mistaken.
Not even when your mother found out about it.
No question about it. You're a hell of a lawyer.
Who told her?
Mom knew something was wrong. Kate was a mess. Mom never missed any signals.
She came to me. I had to tell her.
But your mother would have nothing to do with your plan of vengeance, right?
She was appalled.
But it was too late. The plan had gone too far by then.
The FBI was all set up for John to wear a hidden tape recorder when he talked with Dixon.
A tape? What good would that do? Dixon would simply put the blame on John where it belongs.
Exactly. That was the idea. Then John could say that Dixon was lying to save his own skin, and the government wouldn't know which version was true. A flat-footed standoff, they both walk free.
Good grief.
Peter! It could have worked, but Dixon kept his mouth shut. He never denied anything.
Why? Okay, I admit I never should have told Mom. It was the dumbest move of my life. Maybe it was the last straw. I don't know.
I keep thinking of the reason you urged me not to allow an autopsy. You were treating Clara. You and Dr. Corley.
Look, you can't blame Nate. Mom was so damn shattered by the whole thing that Nate wanted someone else in the family to know about it.
Peter, you've brought pain and misery to the entire family. What you've done to Dixon is unforgivable.
Who the hell are you to talk about forgiveness? When Mom was in the most desperate trouble of her life, it wasn't you she went to for help. You tell me why that is. Dad!
So, you're not in jail. This girlfriend of yours, what's her name, Klonsky? She saved your tail, huh?
Just for a week. Will you come visit me?
Send me directions.
By the way, have you hired another lawyer?
Oh, I changed my mind.
Find someone else. A lawyer and his client must have confidence in each other.
I have confidence in you.
Yes, but I, Dixon, have no confidence in you, in your character or your motives. You're a vain, disloyal, deceitful man. I'm better off without you.
I'm a relative. You can't get rid of me.
On the contrary, I'm fed up with the mysteries of your affairs. How can you keep on pretending this whole scheme was your idea?
Look, you just ticked off because I didn't tell you about the check that Clara gave me, but there's a simple explanation.
See, you're about to lie to me again.
No.
Dixon, look, I may not be an accountant, but I can do elementary arithmetic. 600,000 in profit at the expense of clients, plus 250,000 in the Wunderkind account. That's a deficit. That equals $850,000. That's the exact total of Clara's check.
I tried to convince Clara that her check wasn't necessary. She insisted. Right? So I just threw it in the safe. Now, that's the whole story.
No.
Sandy.
No. Now, you could easily have handed John over to the prosecution, but you didn't. Eh? No. You kept it to yourself, knowing you could lose everything. That's not the Dixon Hartnell I know. You're going to tell me, Dixon. You're going to tell me now. No one in this world knows more about Clara's death than you. I want to know exactly what happened the last time you met her.
Sandy, what's the point?
You want me to draw pictures for you? Shall we talk about the mortal hazards of a sexually transmitted disease? Do you doubt that I referred to your affair with Clara?
Oh, come on. You really expect me to explain? Okay, fine. I'm a no-good son of a bitch.
It was a long, long time ago. It was an accident. All right. Wrong word. It was unintended. See, Clara was a woman to admire.
You're pathological, Dixon.
All right. Well, that's what I am, then. I've always wanted to do what other people wouldn't.
I believe that's called evil. When did this happen?
Look, this isn't gonna do anything.
Tell me!
It was right after Kate went to college. in Kansas City. 6 weeks. It's a big case.
Sandy said all the papers you need are in here.
What's the matter, Clara? What-
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Can't you tell? That's the whole problem.
Clara.
I do not exist, Dixon. I am the mother of his 3 children, but that's all. I do not exist.
That's not true, and you know it.
It's awful to complain, right? He's a hero. Defender of the friendless.
But that's his routine. Look, the man never admitted a weakness in his life. But we're human, Clara. You and I are human. You know, if somebody asked me, who's the most desirable woman that you know, I'd have to say that it was Clara.
You're very kind.
Kind?
It's late. And I'm going to bed. Sandy said he'll call you in the morning.
I could tell she was swimming through all kinds of rage and resentment.
Yes?
An act of despair. She certainly didn't care about me. She was trying to get even with you. If she hadn't come up with the problem later on, you could truthfully say nothing had ever happened. If, I swear to God, Sandy, I had no idea. It was only when she handed me a note. Some family shindig. I still remember what it said. Dixon, I'm being treated for... Then in January, Sylvia was in New York or somewhere. Clara came to the house. She brought the check. What's this for?
The damage John has caused. You can compensate everyone involved.
Clara, it's too late for this.
You must. You must. Dixon, I'm really not certain I can carry on.
Look, it's a business problem. It's not the end of the world.
Yes, come back. The doctors can't seem to help. I may have to tell Sandy. Oh, God, it's hopeless. Everything.
Clara, come on now. Don't do anything nutty on me, huh? Now listen to me, Clara. Listen, I promise you nothing will happen to John. Or to Kate.
Dixon, please don't patronize me!
Listen to me! Listen!
But you said yourself, it's too late.
I promise you. So you took the blame. Well, I'm not Sandy Stern. I can't help what I do. I can only feel sorry afterwards. It's the story of my life. But I clean up my own messes. I release you. What? I release you from your promise.
You were bargaining for her life, and in spite of your efforts, you failed. I release you. I cannot permit you to follow through.
Well, I didn't ask for your permission. Once in your life, just show a little gratitude. Keep your mouth shut. I'm pleading guilty.
It's a fraud.
Don't give me any of that crap, Stern. Fraud, honor, respect. We're talking about your children here.
It's wrong.
When you listen to yourself, you sanctimonious ass! Sandy, can't you see? This is exactly why Clara was afraid to come to you.
You know, I care nothing about their threats of contempt. You know that, Dixon?
I know.
You'd like to see me bend, wouldn't you?
Yes, for once. Stern, I want to plead guilty for a lot of reasons. And I want you to help me.
Very well.
Look at it this way. If things don't work out, maybe they'll give us adjoining cells in the penitentiary.
I hear Senate was furious about the postponement.
He wasn't exactly cheerful.
All right. Here's what you do. You go to him. You tell him you thought it over. You wish to proceed immediately with the indictment, my contempt, the entire investigation.
Sandy, I can't do that. I have to make a stand.
Now, just listen to me. I'm going to have Dixon enter a guilty plea.
Let me understand. You want me to kiss and make up with Senate to secure my job before you go and end this whole grand jury mess by pleading Dixon guilty?
Yes.
Well, Stan won't make any issue with me. It'll call too much attention to what he did. Besides, he's taken me off the case. He thinks I'm not objective about you. Which, of course, I'm not.
Will you go on working for Senate?
Who knows? I'm getting a leave of absence for the baby. I'll have time to figure things out.
Oh, it looks like I'm about to begin practicing law with my daughter. But there might be room for one more.
No, I think not. What's the saying? Better safe than sorry. Charlie's accepted the job at the university.
Congratulations.
He said something the other night that really affected me. He said, I can't decide which I want more, a girl or a boy. And then he ran his hand across me. Do you know that I might have run away with you that night in the woods, in the cabin? If you'd asked.
I almost asked. But regrettably, you are a married woman.
Lucky for me.
I wish for you a good life. You and your family.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Sandy Stern.
Hello.
Sandy, something's happened here.
Ellen?
I'm sorry to call you like this, but I need you.
Yes. Yes, of course. Helen.
I never dreamed. I never dreamed.
What happened?
I'm so sorry.
Excuse me, sir. We've got a heart attack here. EKG's no good. They'll pronounce him at Memorial. Mind if I use the phone? Sir?
No, it's all right. I'll call the police. It seems we meet on sad occasions, Lieutenant.
Yeah, my business. So, this guy in there and this woman, I take it he was not the gentleman of the house.
No, Ms. Dudek's unmarried. The man was my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister.
You know, of course, that this probably happened in the act.
I'm afraid this is going to be very hard on all concerned, Lieutenant.
So you seem to have something in mind on the phone.
If he could be found somewhere else. My office, perhaps.
Let me make a call or two. See if I can get somebody to hit the wrong key on the computer.
It's all taken care of.
Thank you.
May I ask how long this has been going on?
Going on? You mean how long have we been sleeping together? He called me about 3 weeks ago, out of the blue. Just about the time you and I broke up.
So this is all directed at me?
No. I attribute nothing to you. Not anymore.
Helen.
All right. Yes. I suppose I was trying to get back at you. It's just... I feel so empty. You wouldn't understand.
Not so. I think Clara might have said the same thing to me.
It's all set. No report. This here never happened.
I met him in the army. I thought he was the perfect specimen of the greatest species on Earth, a true American.
He was a heel. He was passionate.
I think he knew something I did not. Whatever you call it, self-interest, lust, greed. It's right there in all of us.
So what happens? Are we just doomed to make the same mistakes all our lives?
A little boy once asked me if good wins all the time. I was mystified. I told him then that I thought it could. But now I think if we're lucky, we're given a second chance.
Do you believe in second chances?
Yes, I do.